Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. It's Thursday, June 19th. Last night, crews responded to a report of a fire from an explosion at SpaceX's Starbase facility, according to the Brownsville Fire Department. In a social media post, SpaceX confirmed that all their personnel were safe and accounted for. According to Hector Martinez, a spokesperson with the Brownsville Fire Department, firefighters were dispatched late Wednesday night, but an assessment of the incident and the full scale of it is unknown at this time. In a statement, SpaceX said crews were preparing for the 10th flight test for their Starship vehicle when it experienced a major anomaly while on a test stand at Starbase at around 11 p.m. Wednesday. The city of Port Isabel also posted on social media saying they were monitoring the situation after last night's explosion. Corpus Christi Downtown Management District has appointed Arlene Medrano as its new executive director. The district board of directors unanimously voted to appoint Medrano as executive director last week. She will officially begin her new role on July 1st. Medrano's appointment follows Alyssa Mason's departure after serving as executive director since 2018. Today is Juneteenth, and this weekend, communities across South Texas will come together for a celebration of freedom, history, and unity. Juneteenth, a blend of the words June and 19th, commemorates the day in 1865 when enslaved people in Galveston learned they were free, more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. The 8th annual Corpus Christi Juneteenth Festival returns beginning tomorrow and will run through Sunday at Water's Edge Park at 304 North Shoreline Boulevard. Meanwhile, in Victoria, the George Washington Carver Foundation will host its second annual Juneteenth and Founders Day celebration. That event will take place from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 2311 Pleasant Green Drive in Victoria. The Corpus Christi City Commission is looking at its current relationship with OVG 360, the group that manages the city's multi-purpose arena, over the issue of naming rights. Lon Gonzalez has the details.
The issue of naming rights for Corpus Christi's multi-purpose venue continues, with city staff meeting behind closed doors and talking about possibly firing the venue's management group, OVG 360. City Councilman Eric Cantu is at the forefront of the matter, wanting the City Council's vote to terminate the current contract with OVG 360. Cantu adds that the management group hasn't yet made a decision on renaming the venue, which he says has taken close to a year's time. At this time, there are two contenders for the naming rights who have made their offers to the city. One, the Hilliard Law Firm's offer of $1.3 million a year, while the other offer from Thomas J. Henry stands at $2 million a year. City officials say the final decision won't come down to just money. Meanwhile, no decision yet from the Corpus Christi City Council, with the ongoing debate of who gets the venue's naming rights and whether the city will continue its relationship with OVG 360 despite its current long-term contract. I'm Lon Gonzalez for KEDT News.
The mayor and city council also approved a resolution to seek a $4 million grant from FEMA for salaries and benefits for 15 additional firefighters for the Corpus Christi Fire Department's 4-person staffing plan over a 3-year period. The Safer Staffing for Adequate Fire and Emergency Response grant program aims to help communities meet basic fire safety standards and ensure that fire departments have enough staff available around the clock. The program supports fire departments in meeting staffing and operational guidelines set by the National Fire Protection Association. The city aims to have 4 firefighters on its frontline fire teams. Only 8 out of 22 fire units have this staffing level. To reach this goal for all 22 units, the city needs to add 86 more firefighters, bringing the total to 541. Currently, there are 455 authorized firefighter positions. The grant would allow for 15 additional positions, increasing the total to 470. The funding will speed up reaching the 4-person staffing goal within the next 5 years. During that meeting, the Planning and Development Department presented a proposed housing needs assessment and toolkit to the mayor and council. This initiative will be included in the Corpus Christi Housing Finance Corporation's fiscal year 2026 budget. The CCHFC discussed the potential advantages of conducting a comprehensive housing study, which would be financed by the corporation and is seen as a crucial step in enhancing the effectiveness and efficiency of its operations. More than $45 million in federal aid has been approved for victims of the March storms that flooded much of the Rio Grande Valley. While not everyone will receive help, other options are available. Representatives from Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid are at select disaster recovery centers to help people who do not get approved for federal aid by FEMA. Staff can help people appeal a denial or file for disaster unemployment, replace lost documents, public benefits, and other issues. Legal aid representatives are stationed at disaster recovery centers in Weslaco, Pharr, Harlingen, and San Benito on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All disaster recovery centers will be closed today for Juneteenth, but they will be back open beginning tomorrow. They can be reached by phone at 956-996-8752. West Texas farmers got a rare visit from the governor of Texas yesterday. Governor Greg Abbott came to Lubbock to sign legislation investing in the state's water infrastructure. KTTZ's Brad Burt reports the pair of bills will put $20 billion into the Texas Water Fund over the next 2 decades.
Texas leaders are calling it, quote, the largest generational investment ever in the state's water. In the Lubbock area, many are concerned about how a steadily decreasing groundwater supply could affect the growing region's agriculture industry. When signing Senate Bill 7, Abbott said it's designed to develop new sources of water and reinforce old infrastructure.
We lose about 88 billion gallons of water a year because of broken, busted, and aged pipes. So we have an across-the-board urgency to make sure that we address the water issues.
The other bill, House Joint Resolution 7, would dedicate a portion of sales tax to the Texas Water Fund with a constitutional amendment that Texas voters will decide on in November. I'm Brad Burt in Lubbock.
The city of Brownsville officially welcomed 2 city commissioners during a ceremonial swearing-in at Tuesday's city commission meeting following the June 7th municipal runoff election. Commissioner Norith Galansky-Pazana took the oath of office as the newly elected Commissioner at Large B. At the same time, Commissioner Pedro E. Cardenas was sworn in for a second term, representing District 4. The commission approved several zoning changes during the meeting. Also, a multifamily housing project was approved near North Central Avenue following community feedback on traffic and drainage concerns. The meeting also included a public proclamation recognizing the work of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, particularly in addressing elder abuse. The Coastal Bend Food Bank is looking for volunteers to assist with their pet food distribution taking place tomorrow from 7:45 to 11 a.m. or until the food runs out. If you are able to volunteer, contact Elizabeth Herrera at 361-887-6291, extension 5123, or email eherrera@coastalbendfoodbank.org. The Jackson County Service Building in Edna will begin the next phase of its remodeling on Monday. This will affect different offices within the building, including the Jackson County Memorial Library. Through July 17th, the library's main entrance will temporarily shift to the Wells Street entrance. Visitors to the A&M AgriLife Extension office must use the back entrance via the side hallway off Cedar Street. A highlighted hallway within the building will be closed during this time, and restroom access will be limited due to intermittent water shutoffs throughout the remodel. Southlake-based Gateway Church is making more staffing cuts. KERA's Penelope Rivera reports it comes 1 year after the megachurch's now disgraced founding pastor stepped down.
Gateway said the layoffs come amid a, quote, significant drop in church donations. The church pointed to the ongoing issues with Robert Morris. Morris stepped down from the megachurch after an Oklahoma woman publicly accused him of sexually abusing her when she was a child. The allegations came as a shock to the church community and beyond. Gateway is one of the largest megachurches in the nation, and before the abuse claims came out, had more than 100,000 active members across multiple states. Gateway's also been hit with multiple unrelated lawsuits and a dwindling number of church elders. I'm Penelope Rivera in Dallas.
Several bike trails in North Texas are getting a boost in funding. KERA's Pablo Peña has more.
The Regional Transportation Council approved a total of $74 million in federal and local match funds for bike and pedestrian projects in Dallas, Tarrant, Denton, and Collin counties. A spokesperson for the North Central Texas Council of Governments says the funds will go to 12 projects that connect people who choose walking and bicycling as daily modes of transport. Projects include a trail along DART's new Silver Line commuter rail in Addison and Dallas, as well as improvements to trail access around downtown Denton. Funds will also go to improving safe routes to schools in Denton and Richardson. I'm Pablo Arauz Peña in Dallas.
Last week, a new high school rodeo queen was crowned. Cuero High School senior Taylor Martin competed against girls from high schools across all regions of Texas and made history as the first queen ever to record a perfect score on the horsemanship test. Other categories in the competition included a personal interview, an impromptu question, modeling, and appearance. Taylor will be back in action at Nationals in Wyoming next month. And 3 dancers from Victoria's Ledwig Dance Academy took center stage at Synergy Nationals in Frisco, earning recognition as standout performers. Elite company members Hadley Schrank, Malia Hampton, and Caitlin Mitchell were selected to return to the national competition as star performers and open the grand finale. The trio spent just a few days learning a brand new routine before participating in this past Sunday's showcase. They performed specialty numbers from the regular season and attended master classes to learn from star choreographers. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. If you missed any of our stories from today's newscast, you can listen to those and previous episodes of South Texas Midday. You can also check out KEDT's other series like Community Focus wherever you listen to your podcasts. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.